Hey everyone, this is The Last Bad Day, also known as NacGines on Twitter and Discord. Today we're going to be looking at Joker's different trap moves and how to use them. I think that some of these moves have some pretty interesting properties and they can be really used to switch up Joker's playstyle. Yeah, so if you're interested in more content from me, feel free to give me a like, subscribe, all that jazz. I can be found on Twitter at The Last Bad Day. So today we're going to be looking at 4 moves. We're going to be looking at Jumping Jester, Hostage Hop, Jack in the Box, and Getting Lit. All these moves are moves that Joker sets up or kind of puts on into the playing field, and they have different properties that he can utilize to his advantage. So yeah, let's get into it. So the first use of Jumping Jester, as it's done on its own, has 17 frames of startup, and you can aim it in 3 different directions. Close, medium, and far. And what it does as a very base move is that it anti-airs. So if I have somebody jumping towards me, if I time it right, if I can convert off that, right? Just show it again. Yeah, like you can get a full combo conversion, which is pretty useful. I mean, you kind of need to call it out. It can also be used as combo filler. So if somebody jumps forward, what you can do is like, here, I'm just going to set it to default. Something like that. Oops. So it can be a way for you to kind of get some weird conversions if people are in the air. And the second use for it is that it is a launcher in the corner and mid-screen, actually, from certain things. So the things that it launches mid-screen on are... oops, sorry. 1, 2, 3. So, oops. You can get a down 1 into something, and it launches off of back 3, 2. So, in which case, I would recommend going for a down 2 after that. Oops. So that's the meterless version of it. And from there we have launching capabilities from different strings that go into more damage mid-screen if you amp it. So 1, 2, 3 looks like this. So you hit a stand 2, that's 24 if you don't amp the cane. And from back 3, 2, you can get 4, 2, 1. Other than that, there are some launching capabilities at certain ranges. They're really wonky though, so I wouldn't really recommend going for it. Like it can launch from this. But again, the combo is super tight, and I don't think I've never seen anyone get it online, especially. So, Godspeed to you if you want to go for it. But in the corner, this becomes a launcher off of everything that he has. So, 4 to 1, 4, 4 to 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and pretty much every string he has, 2, 1. 2, 1 also can combo meterlessly into 1, 2, 1. It's kind of tight. And if you just do the kind of basic one without amping it, it's a little tough with down 1s, but you can do like something like that. You can get more down 1s in there, but online especially, it can be a little finicky. Yeah, so from there Jumping Jester also has trap purposes. So when you amp it, it'll come down. Looks like this. And it can hit them, right? So if you get a hit on them, it's massive advantage. You usually have enough time to dash up and like full combo them. So if, even from like right here, right? Hit them. Oops. Whatever, you get the idea. And yeah, you can pretty much convert off anything you want from a pretty good range away. Even like from right here, you know, you can hit them with 4-3. So yeah, it has a purpose of kind of controlling space in the neutral, and it can be used as a trap that you can kind of throw whenever you want. If they block it, it is very plus on block, plus 45. So again, you know, you're going to be using that, you know, if you throw it out and they block it, well, you have enough time to probably run up and start doing your pressure on them. You can sneak it in to certain pressure sequences. I would only really recommend this off 2-1. Everything else is going to do it point blank to them, and you're going to kind of eat shit for it because it's -17. So if I do it off like 4-1-4, super negative, right? -21. Even the amp one is -17. Like, chances are I'm gonna get punished for that. Off 2-1, however, there's enough pushback that you know, it can force characters to kind of guess what direction you're going to do it in. So if you do just standard 2-1 into Jumping Jester, it'll hit them with the pushback. You can do it close. Oops. It'll oftentimes hit them too. It can create different trading situations where, say, like Liu Kang. Yeah, say Liu Kang does Liu Kang things, and yeah, and he's going to come in after I do 2-1. You know, he's expecting that I'm not going to do a follow-up. Can hit him. Yeah, so you can kind of sneak it into his pressure and his neutral to kind of, you know, create frame advantage. If it hits, great, you got a full combo conversion from that. Jumping Jester can be used to end combos with the EX1, and you will actually, Jumping Jester, well, it has two purposes for ending combos, but the first is mid-screen, where say, you know, you have your opponent, they want to wake up 3, you got a basic confirm on them. Hit them, dash in, you know, keep doing Joker stuff. Yeah, so you can do that by doing either the medium or the close Jumping Jester EX, depending on what the spacing is. It'll beat certain wake ups, some wake ups it won't, but it does create different situations where, like, if they stand up into it, they're gonna have to deal with plus frames, and if they forward roll or something like that, you can do like oh, my bad. Right, so you can force them into a situation where they're trying to use a wake up option, and you can full combo punish them if you recognize that they're doing a roll or something like that. In the corner, the Jumping Jester is a fantastic combo ender. What am I doing here? Here we go. So your basic confirm. I didn't show it there because he's on the roll. But you're plus 24. It is, for the damage it does, it is Joker's best combo ender if you have it equipped. I think for his entire kit, like all the abilities given. just because it gives him the most frame advantage to, you know, move back, or he can move in and, like, you know, kind of try to bait it down too with his mid or something. Yeah, it just gives him a lot of options that he can work with, and you know, start your corner pressure, which is Joker's strongest place to be. One really nice thing about Jumpy Jester compared to Joker's other traps is that it keeps them grounded until you choose to launch them. So, you know, if you are looking to get some kind of unbreakable combo and you hit them with it, you know, you can go in, Fatal Blow them. That's going to do quite a bit of damage. They have no opportunity to break that. So that's really good stuff. So now looking at Joker's Jack in the Box move. This was the move, like Jumping Jester and Jack in the Box is what you have in the traditional Ace of Knaves variation. So we've definitely seen this variation used quite a bit, especially before customs came out. But for those who aren't aware, Jack in the Box is a move where Joker kicks the Jack in the Box across the ground. There are 3 different ranges. And essentially, after a short delay, the Jack in the Box will come out, and it'll do kind of a short launch. Yeah, so how that is commonly used is after a combo. So now you do right, and they stand up. The Jack in the Box goes off. It gives them a little knockdown. You can convert off of it, so. Oops. It's possible to get more if you're like a fucking Jedi, but you know, you can do this. I mean, at that point you're kind of running up and you know, just doing 1-2-1 and hoping it hits, which isn't terrible, I guess, because you're getting plus frames from the Jack in the Box anyways, so go for it if you want. But I mean, if they read you're gonna do that, they can always neutral duck the last hit of 1-2-1 and punish you for it. Yeah, so what you're gonna be mostly using this move for is hitting opponents on wake up, but it does have some other uses. In the neutral, this move can be useful, especially against characters that don't have like the most heavy zoning, just because you put something out there, right? They need to deal with it. So it can be annoying, you know, you put it out, you're zoning them, you're throwing these out too. You know, plus frames off back forward 4, you get enough time to throw one of those out. You're just kind of keeping them locked down in that sense. And oftentimes, you know, Joker excels kind of at this range, so you're going to be using that to move in. So the basic Jack in the Box, because before we get into the amplified version, it has, yeah, over 50 hit advantage and knocks down with that kind of like short launch when it hits, but it's also quite plus on block. So from there you're looking at, I still have them on reversal, but you saw there that it's 24 block advantage. So, you know, in a situation where you hit them, if they're not blocking, where you hit them, oh my god, need to run auto. Right, so yeah, so right there, like he stands up, he blocks, you're plus 24, you can run in, you can do like forward 1, you can start doing his 1-2 grab, like the world's your oyster. So from there, you know, some basic confirms you can do just to kind of keep them locked down are something like this. So say you hit them mid-screen, yeah, 1-2-1, forward dash, down 1, 2-1, forward 2-1, I mean, into that Jack in the Box is a solid combo. You can also do 1-2-1, forward 2-1. this is a little bit less damage, but it works against certain wake ups, whereas that other setup doesn't. You know, I'm not going to go over every single wake up option in this that every character has in this video. So that's going to be something that you're going to have to jump in the lab and experiment with yourself. But yeah, so sometimes up 3s or up 2s will whiff with one of the setups, and you have to use the other one. So from there, another confirm you can do is off 1, 2, 3. So you could do 1, 2, 3, jump Jester, down 1 into that. You know, it's a nice little meterless setup. You're not spending any resources. It's, you know, 16%, but you're standing up into something. You can kind of keep the pressure on them. You can do that off 1, 2, 3 EX jumpy Jester. You know, 17.5%, and I mean, it's not really worth it, I would say, because you're only getting like a little less than 1% extra for spending a bar, but the option's there if you want to for whatever reason. So from there, we're going to be looking into the EX one, which is probably going to be the one you're going to be using more. Oh, actually, before we end off, one of the things about the regular one is that it can be rolled out of quite easily. That being said, Joker often has enough time to recover and punish the roll with 1, 2, 1 if they roll forward. So that would look like this. So you do like confirm. Sometimes, yeah, if you do the close one, it'll hit them on the wake up. Oops. Oh, shit. Oh my god. There we go. Yeah, so Liu Kang tried to roll forward there to escape the regular one. You recover with enough time to full combo punish the roll. So yeah, if you don't have meter to spend it on the X1 and they like to roll and stuff like that, just be aware of that option. You can also kick it behind, like far behind them, to catch backwards roll. So looks like this. Which, yeah, is another option. It's kind of a harder call out just because people don't seem to want to backwards roll as much, but if people are doing that, then yeah, you always have the option to kind of get that knocked down and keep moving in. So now we're going to talk about the EX one, which is probably going to be the one you're using more. The EX one looks like this. You kick it out. After a short delay, big explosion happens, and they get launched. The launch is pretty big. It's not too hard to convert off of, so like a basic conversion. If I don't fuck up. You know, you kind of walk up. Something like that. And then, of course, that can loop into his pressure again, right? So, you know, you can get the hit. They force them to do something. If they, you know, stand up, it's getting hit again, or plus frames. If they wake up, or if they, you know, try to roll out, or something like that, you have options to kind of call out which direction they're going in. The thing about this is that it makes it way easier to convert off of, and it actually has way more plus frames too. So before it was 24, now it's 40. So from like right here, you're kind of like jailing them. So it can be useful and neutral too if you're kind of hovering around this range, you know, and you manage to get that kicked out. You're kind of in and you're doing stuff. But it also covers more wake-up options. So let's say Liu Kang is going to, yeah, let's say he forward rolls, okay? So before, we're having to really call out the roll. Yeah. So yeah, so you got a full combo now that's really easy to convert off of if you kind of call out what they're going to do. And if they wake up with up 2, big combo from that, wake up 3, So there's kind of a little bit less guesswork involved. That's going to cover jump as well. One thing I forgot to mention before is that people can often jump out of the basic one on Wake Up, but so they can jump out of it on the basic one if you put it close. See, it doesn't hit them. But with the EX one, we're gonna jump right into that, and then it's Joker time. So yeah, what you're going to be doing a lot with these two different traps is you're going to be kind of using them to force your opponent into uncomfortable situations in their Wake Up, and this is going to be particularly useful mid-screen. I say that because unfortunately, I'll demonstrate this. So I'll do a combo. Oops. The corner is jumping out. Yeah, and he can jump out of it. The EX one in the corner as well. So in the corner, once you kind of get them there, you know, you can sometimes hit them with things like that. You know, if the spacing's right. But you're not going to be using the trap as much in the corner. What you can start doing though is, and a lot of characters have options for this, but one of the things that you can start kind of sneaking in the corner are traps on block with 2-1. So 2-1 is like, you know, it's a super powerful string in the corner. Now in addition to doing something like, I'll set it to block actually. Now in addition to having this, which moves a bit slower, you also have this. So it really covers a lot of space in kind of like a really large area, and also vertically. And doesn't have that time where it has to come down. So you can start kind of doing that to bait them into moving. If they jump forward, they're going to get hit. Then you can start kind of putting them like that into plus frames and, you know, running more offense. So in the corner it can be kind of nasty. You know, some of the stuff's fake, and you can try to be sneaky and like do stuff like that. But yeah, you have more options in regards to kind of holding down this space if you use the trap creatively to kind of stop them from doing the obvious things to get out of the corner, like jumping and stuff like that. So you can, in addition to using it on their Wake Up or in neutral, you can try to sneak this trap in on block. Or on hit, I guess. You know, like if you hit them and you don't confirm it's anything, you could always do like, they kind of need to deal with that. It's on the screen now. But on block, it is like, it's fake, and certain characters are going to have an easier time than others. But given that Joker has certain options off, you know, different things like, you know, 4-1, 4-2, you know, he's do that or something. You can start, like, once they're conditioned to block the third hit or the second hit of something, you can start, you know, sneaking in the trap. They go to hit a button, reacting too late, they're gonna get launched. If they hold it, you know, they're minus 40 basically. Well, you're plus 40, I mean. And yeah, you can kind of keep running your offense there. I wouldn't use it all the time. Some characters have a pretty easy time with it, like, you know, I'll just show you quickly how that's going to look. So I'm going to set Liu Kang to reversal mode. Yeah. Just going to do 1, 2, 3, like a lot of Liu Kangs probably would at that range. You know, and you kind of, yeah, it doesn't even come out, you know, he just hits you so quick. That's gonna happen with 11 frame mids off certain things. Advancing things are gonna really clip you, and you know, even if the trap goes off behind you, you're still gonna get hit. With certain things it does trade though, and you can convert off of it. So say with like 4-2-1 in certain spacing. Oops, I meant to do the... Come on. There we go. Yeah, so there you saw that, you know, Liu Kang opted to do forward 4 at that range, where I had a little bit of space, and even though he hit me, it traded, and I was able to convert off of it for a lot more damage than he did. So you can start, yeah, just trying to sneak it in, you know, especially if the character you're playing against doesn't have like a really good forward advancing move. Off 2-1, it can be really useful, right? Because if they try to advance, they get hit. And if they just sit there and block, you know, you can do like, you can just get more plus frames. And by then you're already moving up into more Joker stuff. Yeah, just be kind of sparing with it, but it can work sometimes. One thing I found that is interesting about this though is that if they do respect it, you actually get kind of a little mix-up off of it. So let's say I do forward 1-4 into the trap. So from there I actually can sweep, and this will happen. So for whatever reason, as you sweep and they're like airborne for a second, the explosion will go off and it'll launch them, which is pretty good stuff, especially because sweep by itself is only -8, so you're completely safe from that range. And then that also gives you the option to start doing like a short hop, and the short hop from that range is -10. No one's punishing it from there, and actually a lot of times they're gonna have to respect you because you know, if they try to advance on you to punish you or take their turn back, you can always walk back and whiff punish them. So yeah, it gives you a nice little option. It's not like, and I mean, you know, if you want to be a little bit more risky about it, you can always do like the full overhead or something like that. The animation kind of gets covered by the explosion, which is helpful. You can do like back three. If you commit to the full string, it'll like go over them, or they'll go over you and you kind of whiff. But if you just do back 3 by itself, it'll launch them. And that's the side switch. Yeah, so you can do a little, you know, you can be a little tricky if they're respecting you, and you don't need to just go for the kind of the strike throw all the time if you get that trap out on block. Okay, so next we're going to be looking at Joker's hostage hop move. Hostage hop looks like this. I think it is one of the most entertaining looking moves in the game, hands down. Well, basically what it does is the hostage will hop across the screen until you let go of the button, and then he will explode after a short delay. So if you just input the move as is and let go right away, comes out right behind, and then you kind of just need to hold and release, depending on where you want to aim them. EX1 comes out and you just detonate it instantly whenever you want. The second you hit the amplify button, he'll explode. So yeah, this move has some different applications. I'm not gonna lie, I mean, it's kind of a pretty niche variation. I think the only way it can really be utilized is by combining it with jumping Jester, because you kind of need that corner launch to get it started. So let's go into it. So hostage hop as is, it's very slow moving, and I mean, if you're playing against most people, they're gonna hit you out of it. So I mean, the time it's gonna take for me to jump across, or for the hostage to jump across the entire screen like that. Liu Kang's throwing fireballs, he's dragon kicking me. It's definitely not gonna work. So I wouldn't even like really recommend trying it unless your opponent is just absolutely terrified of you. And mid-screen, you know, it doesn't have the greatest kind of applications. Hostage hop and Jack in the Box are interesting because mid-screen, if you're playing kind of that game a lot, Jack in the Box is better as it covers more wake-up options. Hostage hop, I mean, you can get away with certain things, like if they forward roll on a combo, you know, you can kind of do that in their face. But mid-screen, you're going to have a much tougher time getting it out. The nice thing about this move, though, compared to Jack in the Box, is that it launches on regular hit, and you're getting a juicy combo for that. So if you spend a bar, 32%, not bad. If they block it, it is real plus. So plus 22. It has pushback though, so I mean, unless you're in the corner, you're not making the most out of those plus frames. But you can throw a projectile their way or get back forward 4 out or something like that. Yeah, and mid-screen, I mean, in terms of the wake-up game, you're gonna have a tougher time getting out. So you can try to do something like this. So it's not a punish, but I like to put pressure on them. What a lot of people are going to do though is, like, especially if you're playing against a Liu Kang player, they're going to do 1, 2, 3 or something, and let's say you try to get that hostage out. You're gonna get hit. Yeah, well, the hostage is bugging out. I can still hear him. Oh, there we go. But yeah, so it's a lot harder to get out mid-screen. If you're playing mid-screen, Jack in the Box is definitely the better bet. However, in the corner, hostage hop becomes a very powerful move, and that is because when combined with jumping Jester, you can basically put people into like this death loop where they either have to wake up into plus 22 if they block, or if they try any wake up option at all, they're going to be getting hit. So into a full combo, into the same loop if you want to, or into an ender, and then you can start running some other kind of game plan. So basically what that looks like is this. So you get some kind of hit into jumping Jester, 1, 2, 1, hostage. Right there you see, yeah, right there you saw Liu Kang tried to wake up buttons, gets hit. Let's see what happens when he tries to forward roll. Oops. Oops, I didn't hold it long enough. Gets hit. If they forward roll, it sometimes side switches. If they back roll, they're going to get hit. I'm not even going to show that one. But say they do like a wake up 3. It'll get hit. Combo off that. Put them in the same thing until they start blocking. Damage is good on that too if it hits them in the corner. So say you get a setup and they do get hit by it. Oh, I fucked it up actually. So that's almost 35% meterless, which is really good, right? And that's going to do plus 20 on knockdown. You can move back, or of course, you can take a little bit less damage and just keep running that hostage hop. It'll cover their jump out. So if they try to get out of there the old-fashioned way, no dice. So yeah, hostage hop basically becomes a really, really powerful move in the corner. But the problem is that you need to get your opponent there in the first place. And I mean, if you can do that, and you can kind of run that pressure against them, that's great. It goes into a lot of damage. You know, and again, if they say they just wake up into like stand block or something, your super plus, your plus 24. You know, just to illustrate this, I'm going to try to set I'm going to set Liu Kang on reversal here, and he's going to do 1, 2, 3. So that jails, like if you get hostage hop, you can dash up into standing 1 and it'll completely jail, as I just showed. But I mean, if they try to hit like a standing normal, you can jail them into back 3. Forward 1 of course works, forward 2, you know, the whole Joker arsenal. So that's really powerful, right? Because I mean, you can hit them with pretty much all these different things once they start blocking, once they're afraid of waking up, and then once they start blocking, you can dash up, throw, you know, you can start jumping in. Yeah, it just really opens up this terrifying corner pressure game plan. One kind of gimmicky thing you can do, sometimes it'll trade if you do it on block, and you kind of let it go right away. So Scorpion here set to just do like 1-1 after. Yeah, so you see it's pretty inconsistent, but yeah, there sometimes depending on the spacing of things, or how late they react to it, it can trade, you know, and give you a knockdown. You're at advantage from there. I wouldn't really use this seriously. I mean, maybe try like once or twice if you really want to, but yeah, most people it's not going to end well for you, or against most people it's not going to end well for you, but it is something. One thing it can do though that I find hilarious is that against certain characters with teleports, you can do, wait, yeah, he's trying to reversal there. You could, like, because characters with teleports oftentimes will teleport through different things that Joker does, with back forward 4. So, you know, like if I try to do 2-1 back forward 4, teleport, try to hold it, teleport, gunshot. Oh, gunshot jails, but that's good. But if you think they're trying to blow you up for doing back forward 4, you can try to sneak in a hostage hop in there, and this will actually happen. Oops, I did too soon. Too soon. You have to hold it a sec. There we go. The timing is tricky though. But you can convert off those too, if I recall. There we go. So yeah, I mean, that's something. You know, it's not gonna make or break the matchup, and quite frankly, against characters like with teleports, there are stronger Joker variations already. But if you're committed to playing this variation, that is something that you can try to bait out from your opponent. This also works with works better with the instant explosion. One thing to keep in mind is that the instant explosion is only plus 5, so you know, you're not going to be getting much out of it. But if people do want to do like a reversal move on you or something, you know, you can just kind of let her rip. Yeah, that's a pretty hard call out, so, you know, Godspeed with that, but hey, you know, sometimes it works. Alrighty, so now we're going to talk about Joker's Getting Lit move. Getting Lit is basically, the base one looks like that. It takes a little step back, pours the gasoline out, lights it on fire. You can hold this and he will go for quite a while, until you release it. So the entire duration actually looks like this. Like it goes for, you know, quite a long time, and it covers pretty much the entire screen. Honestly, you're not going to be finding yourself just doing this willy-nilly in the neutral a lot. I mean, you're going to get hit out of it, and you know, say I see a Joker player doing this, kind of just trying to throw it out, you know, one little fireball, and that's it. Like, it doesn't come out or anything like that. You just get hit, and you know, that move was a complete waste. So from there, what you can start doing though is that it can kind of be incorporated with different moves. So the build I have here is boing, jumping, Jester, and getting lit. But you could, I think the only other build that you'd really want to use, other builds that you'd want to use getting lit with, would be Kapow getting lit, like the old Madman build, and Batsy Pew Pew getting lit, and jumping Jester for more of like a zoning kind of full screen space control one. So yeah, I mean this move, like, as is, be really careful. If you do get it out, I mean, great. You can start zoning them. If they don't have a teleport especially, that's going to be hard. They're going to take a lot of damage getting in. They take damage over time standing on it, so... but what you're going to mostly be using this is in the corner. So off of a confirm that you get, you know, you can start walking back, and it does have hit stun if it hits them, so you can kind of choose when to release it, which might clip them if they're trying to do something. The issue with this though, something to be aware of, is that it's pretty negative on block if you just kind of let it rip. Say, you know, you go about that range, minus 19 on, well, that says on hit, but yeah, they can blow you up for that. So you're going to try to complement that by using the EX version. The EX version explodes it instantly. It still creates the fire, and it looks like this. Oh my god. Right? So it is minus 13, but if they try to interrupt you and you let it, you EX it, you can actually launch them. So let's set Liu Kang to get up. Is he still on? What's he on? Oops. Oh, and I'll get hit. Yeah. So it'll launch in there. Depending on the spacing and the wake ups, you can convert off of it. It's really tricky though, and honestly I don't find it very consistent. If they jump in that situation, oh, he's gonna do a cut. I could trade if he does that, but if he jumps, you can convert decently easy, and you know, puts him in the corner back onto the fire, which is great. There was one thing I found where if you do 4-2-1 from a certain spacing, or 4-1-4 from a certain spacing, the EX one actually has quite a bit more pushback. So let's just get him to stand. Let's see if I can do it here. Yeah, it's right there. So I got it set up. It's -13, but there's no way I'm getting punished from that range. So from there, you know, people are standing on it. They might want to just try to jump or advance on you or something. You can, you know, anti-air them with punish, that kind of thing. Yeah, honestly, it can be kind of inconsistent to get that combo. Yeah, like you kind of have to do it like at the top of the high in the scaling. But it is an option to keep yourself safe if you want to get that setup going. If they're stuck in the corner, you might be able to sneak this in on block if they're really respecting you. So, you know, like down 4, -13 from that range. You know, good luck on their part if you block it. 2-1. Oops. Oh yeah, on block this will probably not be good, but on hits of the down 4 it'll work better. On block 2-1. You know, just to set it up. I mean, a lot of good players are gonna react to that though, and they're gonna punish you for it, whether it's with a projectile or flying kick or something. So be very careful about that. So yeah, getting lit, you know, it can help kind of control the neutral if you can get it out. I would only really recommend taking this move though if you are doing something that you really needed another kind of trap move in. You know, I'd only really take it with like Boing or Batsy Pew Pew. And I think it is essential that you have Jumping Jester in one of those builds, or Kapow, of course, if you're not doing Boing or Batsy Pew Pew, in order to have that launching capacity so that you can kind of get it out. thank you for coming by and checking out the video. I hope there was something useful here in regards to Joker's different trap moves and how they work. Just as my previous guide, I will be putting a list of some Joker players to definitely check out at the end, and just some links and resources for mental health. Yeah, again, if there's anyone out there struggling with mental health challenges and stuff like that, just remember you're not alone. There are resources out there, and people that care about you and want to see the best for you. So yeah, this is the last bad day. Appreciate the view. Thanks.